Before we get started in the Illustrator application, I just want to take a few minutes and talk about another application that's included with Adobe CC, so it's not a separate purchase or anything. So the application I have open here is Windows Explorer, which has been around forever since Windows was born. And we all know how to use this. On the left-hand side, we have hierarchy, and we can click around to different areas on our computer, and then it'll open up the file or folder and show us what's in it on the right. So right now I'm on what's called Details View, and we know we can get into that to see a few more characteristics on all of our files that we have here. This is great, and we've, like I said, been using it forever. I know this is a JPEG image, so it's a picture off of a camera probably. This is telling me it's an Adobe Illustrator image, and these are Photoshop files up here. Now we know that we can change to large icons and it'll actually render the image. So in Details View, it just told me it was a JPEG. If I go to icons, it will actually render picture images. Yeah, that's something that came out later. It doesn't really even matter when. But my Photoshop files, it won't render. My Illustrator files, it won't render as well. And I should go back to details for a second. An Illustrator file is going to have a file extension of .ai. So when you create it in Illustrator, it's the 2-digit file extension and it's .ai. Photoshop is a 3-digit extension. It's .psd. Just you need to know the file extensions. It's automatically going to put them in there, but sometimes you need to actually type it in. So, okay. So this isn't helping us much. We are going to be, for web development, having a ton of files in Illustrator and a ton of files in Photoshop. And if you're anything like me, I can't remember what I ate for breakfast, let alone what I called a file 3 weeks ago or even yesterday. I need to see a picture of it, what's included with it. So Adobe has its own product which is very similar to this. It does basically everything that Windows Explorer does, and it's called Adobe Bridge. The big difference is that Adobe Bridge does render Photoshop files or Adobe files, any Adobe files that'll render. So I'm going to put that up again. I'm going to change this to details so we can see the files. This is exactly the same folder that we had open. Here's my 08 end, my 08 start. So now I can actually see the pictures. This is going to help our workflow go quite a bit faster. So it also rendered that JPEG image, which is great, but all the Adobe files it did as well. Now it's not going to render a Word file, a Microsoft Word file. This is really just for images and vector creation, so anything you create in Adobe. I'm not going to explain this whole interface. It does have a lot more options than Windows Explorer does. I think the best one is the fact that it renders all the files so we can see the picture. It does have the location up here, and as you click on things, it will change the location that you have up there. The other thing that you can do is you can come in here. I'm going to go back to this one. And you can actually rate things. So this is great if you're getting pictures in from the customer. A lot of times they'll take pictures of their business and they'll say, hey, here's some pictures. Here's our staff. Here's our office if you want to use them in the website. And you can quickly go through the pictures and you can rate them. And then you can decide if you want to use those pictures in the website or not. So I just changed my view. I went to view across the top. We were on thumbnails. And then I changed the view. Our rating system is right here, the stars. So you can pretty much rate on any of the views that you're on. So obviously when you're looking at the pictures, it's a little bit better. If they had 3 pictures of their office, you can just rate one with, get your own system down. I don't know. I usually just rate something with a higher rating. I don't rate them all. So it just says, you know what, I don't have to do that next time. I can just come in here and pick the image that I already rated at a high rating. So I'm going to go to Details View just to show you that it does lay it out a little bit different. You can also categorize pictures. When you put pictures on a website, you have to own the pictures. If a customer gives you the pictures that they took, you have the right to use them on the website. But you can't just go and take somebody else's pictures and put them on your website. So a lot of times when I find free images, or I take free images. If I took some nice pictures of a lake or something, I'll come in here and you can actually categorize them with keywords. So, and you can create as many keywords as you want on here. That way, when you come back, you can do your searches on keywords, and then you can just see all your images that you know, apply to the sky or whatever you want. So, like I said, I'm not going to make you a pro at this. I'm just letting you know that this app comes free. It is downloaded on some of the campus computers. It is not downloaded on them all. I'm trying to get it everywhere because it's so beneficial. I will just say open this picture. I don't usually know what the file name is. So it's great to be using this so that you can actually just see the rendered images and we can get our workflow moving faster.